everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie and in today's video I'm going to be doing another episode of continuing all the book series I'm in the middle of, but specifically romance book series. So before I get into the video, please remember to like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. I post videos every Sunday and I primarily read fantasy, thriller and romance books. So I've got 4 book series that I've picked out which I'm hoping to continue in this video. So the first one is going to be Dream Girl Drama by Tessa Bailey. This is the 3rd book in the Big Shot series and I'm getting the 4th one either for Christmas or for my birthday. I already know that, so I need to catch up on this series to be able to read that 4th one when I get it. I then have The Summer You Found Me by Elizabeth O'Rourke. Not really a very festive sort of autumnal read, but they're not really very summery. Like, they're often set on like a lake or by a beach, but it's not really giving much summer vibes, if that makes sense. So I don't mind reading it at this time of the year. This is the 3rd book in the summer series and I do own this entire series. I then have Temple of Swoon by Jo Segura. This is the 2nd book in the Raiders of the Lost Heart series. I'm not quite sure what this series is called actually, but the first one was Raiders of the Lost Heart and I did actually really enjoy that one. This is the 2nd one and the 3rd book comes out I believe early next year, so it'd be good to catch up on this one, ready for when that one comes out. And then finally, an actual sort of appropriate read, we have The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. I've been saving this one for Christmas as I got it for Christmas last year, so I've built up I've basically got all the rest of this series and haven't been able to read them because I wanted to read this one first. So as soon as I read this one, I'm going to plow on through the rest of the series as well. So I'm really excited to get to this one. Hey guys, so I'm just coming in with a reading update for this vlog. I have started reading Temple of Swoon by Jo Segura. I'm currently just over 160 pages into this, so just under halfway, and I'm really liking this one so far. In this one we follow an archaeologist, Dr. Miriam Jacobs, and a journalist, Raphael Monfils. They are both on an expedition to find the lost city of the moon. So obviously Miriam is there as an archaeologist, Raphael is there to report and document what's going on this dig. So Miriam actually works with Corrie and Ford from the previous book. They work together at Berkeley and Corrie and Ford are supposed to be going on this expedition as well, but unfortunately Ford gets injured and they have to pull out. So Corrie puts Miriam in charge despite her having no experience of leading an expedition and she hasn't really done many digs herself. There's another guy as well who Ford and Corrie don't quite trust, but he does know a lot about the lost city of the moon. So that's Miriam. And then Raphael is a journalist documenting the dig. He has a secret agenda. His family are descendants of the people who lived in the lost city of the moon, and these people abandoned this city to protect it and they don't want people to find it. So his job from these people is to basically throw them off the scent, not lead them to the lost city of the moon, and basically make things go wrong. So they get there and they start heading to the site. So Raphael, he tries to lead them in the wrong direction and then he basically causes them to crash because he pretends that he's seen like an animal in the road. One of the vans gets stuck and the other van has to turn back round to go and get help, leaving a couple of the people there abandoned with the equipment. And then there's just other things going on as well. So there's an overarching storyline of this bad guy from the 1st book as well, who is, he's not out to discover history, he's out to make a quick buck. So he will discover these sites and sell all the treasures. They are basically up against him to find the lost city of the moon. So Raphael is kind of conflicted as to whether he wants Miriam and her team to find it because they will protect it and preserve it and just investigate it, or if he wants this other guy to find it and basically plunder it and ruin it. And they quickly are very attracted to each other and basically start to... I'm really enjoying this one so far. So first of all, I love, like with the first one, I love the archaeological aspect of this book. I find it really interesting. Even if it's not like real, I do find it really interesting, and you don't really get too many romance books or any really that are set in this kind of environment. The first one, Raiders of the Lost Heart, I really enjoyed. I gave it a 3.5, but I think upon reflection it's more of like a 4-star. I really did enjoy that one, and so far I'm really enjoying this one. I really love our main characters. I'm really enjoying all the sort of the mishaps that they get up to and everything that's sort of going wrong, whether it's going wrong unintentionally or intentionally in Raphael's case. And just like the setting of it, it's just really cool. Like I said, the archaeological dig, they haven't even gotten to the site yet, but it's just so interesting hearing them talking about this site and talking about the history and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this one so far. I'm absolutely flying through it. It didn't really take me long to read those first 160 pages, so I'm hoping to get this one finished pretty soon. But yeah, really loving this one so far. I mean, just a bit of a side note, the covers for this series are absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can really see it all that well because the lighting writing's not very good in here. But yeah, loving this one so far, really enjoying it, and I can't wait to get back and finish this one, and I'll let you know when I finished it. So I've got some reading updates for this vlog. I have finished reading Temple of Swoon by Jo Segura, and I'm going to give this one a 4-star rating. Also, upon sort of like reflection, I'm going to be bumping up the first book in this series, Raiders of the Lost Heart, to a 4-star as well. I thought these were both really good. I think that this was also very different to the first one. I mean, we still have the whole concept of like sort of archaeology and things, but the way that was done was very different, and it kind of makes you think that not everything should be found. So obviously they're looking for the lost city of the moon, and the descendants of the people who lived there don't want it to be found. And what happens in here, I don't want to say what happens in here really kind of, you see the other side of the conversation kind of thing, and how it was just really good. I loved the setting, I loved the writing, it was so quick. I really loved the couple and the sort of the overarching villain, I guess, that connects these stories, because yeah, we have a villain, it's a love story and we have villains here. He's a piece of he played quite a prominent role in this one as well, and I think hopefully he gets his comeuppance in the next book. But that is me caught up on this series. I think the next book comes out in January, so I'm very excited for that one, and would highly recommend it if you like reading romance, which I assume you do if you are watching this vlog. Definitely give this series a go. It's very different to kind of what I've read in the genre, with it being in like a completely different setting. And if you have any recommendations of kind of like books of a similar vein, similar setting to this, I'd love to hear them as well. So that is that one done. 4-star rating. Really enjoyed this one. And then I have started reading The Summer You Found Me by Elizabeth O'Rourke. This is the 3rd book in the Summer series. I actually don't have much left of this. I've got about 90 pages left, but I thought I'd come in and sort of give you a synopsis for this one. In this one we follow Kate and Beck. Kate is the wife/ex-wife of Caleb from the previous book, and it kind of has a little bit of overlap with the previous book in that Kate comes back to essentially win Caleb back. She disappeared, went to rehab, she has a drug problem, and it all stems from things that happened in her and Caleb's marriage and their relationship. And she comes back to get him back because he has filed for a divorce, and she's trying to get him back, and he doesn't want to be with her anymore. He's obviously with Lucy. She ends up staying with Beck, who is Caleb's best friend, up in the mountains, like in this cabin. Kate and Beck have always kind of had a bit of chemistry, and Beck did actually meet Kate first and was gonna make a move on her, and then Caleb sort of announced that he was interested in Kate, and Beck kind of stepped aside for that. So far Caleb doesn't know that Beck has feelings for Kate. I think that's going to kind of be what the conflict is. But I have to say, I'm not loving this one so far. I'm not sure if I like Elizabeth O'Rourke's writing. I mean, I do like her writing, but I just don't know if her stories are for me. Like, the previous 2 books were kind of like a 3-star for me, which is like still a good rating, and like they're easy, good palate cleansing romance, like with a little bit of deeper issues as well. I think because the characters are slightly older than the sort of typical romance that I read. I just don't really love Kate as a character. Like, considering that she supposedly has feelings for Beck and has always had feelings for Beck, she's so obsessed with Caleb and Lucy and ruining their lives that it just makes her really difficult to like as a character. And I do really like Beck, and I kind of want better for him. And I don't know, like, Kate's kind of trying to not be so obsessed with Lucy in that, but it just makes her really difficult to like, and I just sort of think I'd rather Beck be with someone else, to be honest with you. I'm not rooting for this relationship. I want the best for Kate. I think she's been through a hell of a lot. Her and Caleb were having a baby, and the baby died, and she has a whole thing with drugs, and just her life has completely sort of gone off the rails, and she's really trying to get herself back on her feet. But this hatred that she has for Lucy and Caleb, really Lucy, is just, it consumes her, and it's all really that seems to happen in this book, is that she's trying to sabotage their relationship. And it's almost like, so Caleb doesn't want to get back with her, and has made that very clear. And she is kind of realizing that she likes Beck now. She really likes Beck, but it's almost like if she can't have Caleb, no one else can, sort of thing. And it just, I don't know, I'm not loving it. I do think it's kind of sitting at a 2-star for me, and I don't want to say this is a bad book, because I think this is well written. I just don't like Kate as a character, and obviously because we're primarily reading from her perspective, it just kind of, I don't know, you can't really root for if you don't like the characters, you're really going to struggle to enjoy the book. But I am interested to see where this goes. I mean, and what the conflict's going to be, how that's going to resolve, and what's going to happen between like Beck and Caleb. But I'm just not loving this one so far, in complete honest with you. But it is a quick read. I'm reading this on an evening after work before bed, and it's just like, I don't really have to pay too much attention to it, because it's just not, I mean, it is deep, because obviously, like I said, we've got talks of baby loss and drug abuse and things like that, but it's just, I'm not that invested in the characters, so I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it. So far I'm thinking of like a 2-star rating. I don't know, maybe the ending can bring it back, but it's not a bad book, it's just not my personal preference. I just don't like the characters. So I'm gonna finish this one up and check back in with you guys when I am done. Okay, so I've made a bit of progress in reading for this vlog. So I have finished reading The Summer You Found Me by Elizabeth O'Rourke, and I really didn't enjoy this one all that much. I'm gonna give it a 2-star rating. It wasn't bad, I just didn't really like the characters. I just don't really think that this series is for me. This is the 3rd book in the series now that I've read, and the first 2 I gave 3 stars, and this one I've given a 2-star, and I can't really see it getting any better. Yeah, I just didn't love the characters. I do like that this one was connected to the 2nd book in a way, but I think that this series isn't really connected to each other, and that's not an issue. I'm quite happy with a standalone romance. It just wasn't really what I was expecting, and I think this is just, the writing style just isn't really for me. I just don't really find myself connecting to the characters or really caring all that much about them, and that's my main issue with this series, I think. So I am going to be DNFing this series. So I have read the first 3, which was The Summer I Saved You, The Summer We Fell, and The Summer You Found Me, and I do own the 4th and the 5th, which I don't know which order it's in, but The Summer I Destroyed You and The Summer I First Saw You, but I am not going to be continuing, and I'm actually going to be unhauling this entire series. So that's unfortunate, because these are really cute covers. I love the colour scheme as well, it's absolutely beautiful, and yeah, the covers are absolutely gorgeous, and I am going to be unhauling this, which is a bit of a shame. But to be honest with you, there's so many romance books that I want to read. I have so many that I physically own and so many on my Kindle that I want to read. I just don't have the time or the patience for like a 3-star series, really. I don't mind if books in the series have a 3-star book in them, but for 2 3-stars and then a 2-star, I just don't personally think that's worth me continuing. There's so many other books I want to read. Even like, so the next book that I've picked up for this vlog was Dream Girl Drama. So the first book in this series, Fangirl Down, I gave a 4-star. The second book, The Au Pair Affair, I gave a 3-star. That's fine, because this has gone back to a 4-star. It's more of like, if it's continuously a 3-star, that I'm just not really interested in continuing. So that's that series. As I said, I then picked up Dream Girl Drama by Tessa Bailey, which I gave a 4-star rating. So in this one we follow Sig and Chloe. Sig and Chloe have been featured in the previous book, and you kind of get a little bit of their backstory, but essentially this book starts off with Sig and Chloe meeting at a golf course country club kind of thing. Sig's car breaks down and Chloe is at the country club and he's trying to get some help, and they sort of spend some time together. They're really attracted to each other, so they both go their separate ways with intentions of meeting up again, and then they very soon realise that they're Sig's dad and Chloe's mum are marrying one another, and they will actually become step siblings. So this kind of throws a whole spanner in the works, because they're very attracted to each other. Like, Sig is straight away like, she's the one for me. Chloe then moves to Boston to basically, like, her mum is very controlling of her and manipulative and doesn't really let her spread her wings, essentially. And Chloe is a very gifted harpist, and she moves to Boston with Sig, and he supports her while she's like training more on the harp. And Sig is a professional ice hockey player, and he's waiting for a new contract for more money. So currently he's supporting himself, he's trying to support Chloe, and he's also supporting his mum, because he wants to give back to his mum for everything that she sacrificed for his career. So they are obviously potential step siblings, so this might not be for everyone, but I did like how this resolved. And obviously, I mean, it's a romance book, they do obviously end up together. I do think that the parents, all of their parents, are just horrible people, because I don't want to say what happens, but essentially, like, this could have been resolved. Like, the parents were aware of their attraction to each other. Any one of them could have basically just like resolved this at any time, and it was just really frustrating for these two characters how long this was dragged out and this went on for them. It was a really good read. Like, if you love yearning and pining and like they cannot be together because they're step siblings, you will love this book. I really enjoyed this one. I think this might be my favourite of the series so far. I'm really tempted to say it's like a 4.5. I'm not really sure. I don't know, 4-star for definite, maybe a 4.5, but I really enjoyed this one. I really loved the writing, the angst and the yearning, and just like you knew they couldn't be together, but you just really wanted them to, and you just like, just do it, just break the rules, break the law, you know? This was really good. I really loved our two characters. I thought both of them were really well fleshed out and really interesting to read about. This was really interesting as well. I feel like we mainly got Sig's perspective, which is quite unusual in a romance book, that we follow the main male character as like like the main character, if that makes sense. Usually it's from the female character or it's from both perspectives, and we did get both perspectives, but it mainly felt like we were following Sig, which I actually really enjoyed. I think that's why I really enjoyed it. I just really loved following Sig's perspective. I feel like he had so much going on. Chloe also had a lot going on as well, and I really enjoyed seeing her friendship with Tallulah. I wish that was explored a little bit more, and yeah, I just really enjoyed this one. So 4 stars for this one. That is the 3rd book in this series completed, so I've only got one more left until I'm all caught up. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Tessa Bailey's writing, as usual, was just really addictive, really quick to read, just really good. Really loved this one. So I'm just coming in to wrap this reading vlog up, as I have read The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore, and I'm going to give this one a 4-star rating. I really enjoyed this one. I don't think it's necessarily like the best ever written book. Same with the rest of the series really. Like, they're just fun, quick reads, fun seasonal romances. So in this one we follow Kira and Bennett. Kira is this sort of grumpy new owner of the Christmas Tree Farm. However, she didn't actually intend on buying a Christmas tree farm. She didn't actually visit the property before she bought it, and from the listing online you couldn't really tell that it was a Christmas tree farm. She thought it was like just a sort of a big house that she could do up and run her own homestead. She is sort of running away from her life. She has a twin sister, Chloe, who has just left to live in Denmark, I think, with her new husband. She's feeling sort of very alone and she doesn't want to rely on her family anymore. So she buys the Christmas tree farm, not realising it's a Christmas tree farm, gets there, discovers it's a Christmas tree farm, and she's kind of bitten off a bit more than she can chew really. The house has no heating and it's just very run down and not really very safe to live in. Her money very quickly runs out and she realises she's going to have to reopen the Christmas tree farm just to make money, just to, you know, buy a new boiler and things like that. And along that comes Bennett. So Bennett is the sister of Jeannie. Jeannie is the owner of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which was the very first book in this series. He is from California and he's visiting Jeannie for Christmas. He's sort of dealing with a lot of things as well. So he sort of has a very on again, off again relationship with a woman who only really comes around during the festive season. He's very lonely and very unhappy where he lives, and they meet. He walks his dogs on the farm, not realising that someone's now living there, meets Kira, and they very quickly fall for each other. They're very attracted to each other and they begin a friendship. He has sort of like he feels like morally obligated to help people when they say, like, she'll say things like, oh, my heating's not working, just like to make sort of conversation, and he will then like sort of go out of his way to fix her heating or find out how to fix it, find someone to fix it kind of thing. So he's very much like an acts of service sort of thing, and she's very sort of grumpy and very begrudging to accept people's help because she wants to be independent. And we see them sort of build their relationship and deal with these different things that each other's going through. And also, like, Kira becomes friends with Hazel and Jeannie from the previous books. This was just a really fun festive read. It was such a quick read as well. I find these books in this series, like, the font is like quite big, I think, and you can pretty much read these in like one sitting. Like, if you just sit down for a couple of hours, they're so easy to binge. You don't really need to think much about them. Also, just a separate note, the covers of this series are absolutely stunning. But yeah, this was just really fun. I really liked the couple together. I was rooting for them. It was really nice to see as well the other couples from the previous 2 books. And yeah, this town is just really cute. Like, everyone's all up in everyone else's business and it's kind of funny really. I don't think I'd like living there. I don't think I'd like all these people being so up in my business, but it's kind of funny when you read it in a book. But yeah, this was just a really fun time, really festive. I really want to read a few more Christmassy romances before Christmas, but I don't really know of too many that I haven't read already. So I have to have a look and see what I can find maybe on Kindle Unlimited and stuff. But yeah, this was just really cute. If you want like a good seasonal read, this is definitely it. This series as well, so we've got the first one, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, that's great to read around October. Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, that's great for autumn. This is obviously the Christmas one. The next one is the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, which I'm probably going to read soon, to be honest with you. Actually, I don't really mind reading books out of season. Like, I just want to read them. I just really want to read this series now. They're just so fun, so quick to read, so bingeable, just a really fun time. I love the relationship, I love these couples, I love this town. I just really like this series. So yeah, 4-star for this one, which I think is a really fair rating. Like I said, it's not the best ever written, but it's a fun time. I'm just sort of rating it based on the vibes really. So yeah, I really want to like display these books on my bookshelf because these are just absolutely stunning. Anyway, so that is going to be the end of this reading vlog, where I have continued a couple of series, and obviously I have now decided to DNF one of them. We've still made progress in the series and on my TBR, which I'm really pleased with. So comment down below if you've read any of these books. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Please remember to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.